Hey Pisces, welcome to your March reading. It's Pisces season at the moment. I have my little Pisces laid on my leg, so I am kind of sat awkwardly, and you may hear the iPad, but it's necessary in order for me to be able to record for you guys today. So guys, there is no method to my madness in my layout this month. I am literally just pulling intuitively, and they land where they need to land, and I read them as they need to be read. So leave all that to me. So I'm using the Archangel Power Tarot cards this month. I feel like Pisces season is all about the angels, and lately there have been a lot of synchronicity, a lot of angel numbers you may have noticed coming into your awareness, and that's because they're here guiding us. I feel like there's a lot of ancestral energy supporting us at this moment as well. So these cards are really great for this season. I'm also using the Archangel Oracle, and I'm also using Indigo Angel Oracle as well. Okay, apparently you need that one, and it needs to be there. Interesting. Interesting. Okay guys, so we start off the reading with 2 of Raphael. This is saying that 2 hearts dedicated to creating something wonderful, kindred spirits, and don't give up on those you love. Now I do feel like for you Pisces, love is a very big thing for you to be inviting in at this moment. I feel like it's your, not your biggest asset, but I feel like it's a really good asset for you to use in all areas of your life. Self-love being a major thing here. I think I'm going to sneeze. Bless me. Sorry for that, Pisces. I feel like self-love is really needed for you. I feel as though something is hindering you, and it comes and begins and ends with love. I feel like this is something you need to be inviting into your circle. I do think it extends beyond yourself though. I do feel like Pisces, this is a time for you to acknowledge people in your life, people who you do love and appreciate that maybe you're not reaching out for. I get this feeling of reaching out and just making sure that they know that they are loved. I think it's very normal way of being more these days that we expect people we love to know that we love them. That's never the case actually, and we're actually very insecure humans these days, and we don't know how to really express our love truly, and we really don't know when someone else is feeling loving towards us. We kind of get these insecurities personally where we feel unworthy of love, and I feel like this is like a general consensus of the populations these days. We're very insecure in regards to love, and I feel like this is healing within you. It feels very relative to you, and I feel like you need to be the one branching those connections, fixing them, because I just get this sense of you're not really open to that concept. You're kind of like it's like a one-way channel, and then it's not reflecting. We want to make sure that our love channel is always open, and this is not just in regards to relationships, though it is. I feel like this is very much connected to all relationships in our lives, Pisces, and keeping that up. But this is a very great card. It's basically a card of kind of connections of twos. I get this kind of soulmate energy with this, but again, you have to be putting in the effort in order to receive that in its most purest sense. And again, so the key card that is paired with this is leadership. So it's time for you to assume your leadership power and position, and lovingly guide others. That totally just signifies exactly what I just said, about you being the leader in this and being open to love. And I feel as though you really do have this way of, like, if you invite love in and you invite, like, be the one that's expressing love, other people naturally will follow that in your life, and you feel that and they feel that, and it's a really great connection. However, I feel as though you also lead the opposite effect. So I do feel like you need to be conscious of your power within relationships. I do think that you have this ability to shut off from the world, and so the world kind of just allows you to do that. It allows you to shut off, take your time, like, alright, we'll just leave you to it, and then that gets you in this lonely sense. Keep that in mind if that applies to you, and think on how you, because you are the leader in this, can change that for yourself. Just got wires in the way from my microphone. We have 10 of Michael. Actually, just for a second, I should have checked this beforehand. Yeah, just making sure my mic was on the right mic. 10 of Michael. The situation has ended and you're finally free. New opportunities for happiness will now follow. Put the past behind you. Now, I do feel like, Pisces, you hang on to the past for some time. You've been hanging on to the past for some time in the readings I've been doing for you. And Pisces, you're a dreamer. It's your natural essence to dream big and have goals. I feel like the readings for you and the astrology for you have kind of been stuck in that stagnant energy where you're not really living your true version of yourself for some reason. I feel like that energy is ending and you're coming into this new fresh sense, but it's giving me vulnerable vibes. We have the dream card paired with this, and this dream card represents being able to dream big and go for our dreams and understanding that we are a dreamer for a purpose. It fulfills us in a way. Now, Pisces is in my North Node, which means that it's in my career position, my life purpose, which means it's my life purpose to do things spiritual, and to like that kind of aspect of things. And so you guys, this is you are spiritual, you are loving, you are nurturing, but I do feel like for some time, again, you haven't been living in this. You need to get back into that dreaming energy. You need to be aiming for something that inspires you in your lifetime. And I feel like, again, remembering that love is your kind of key ingredient is what I want to say for this. But realize that it probably does have you in this vulnerable state. I do feel like you have this dynamic of knowing one thing but doing another, and you need to kind of put them two together. And I just get this, I keep having these alchemy kind of analogies where I'm like, put them together, mix it up, shape it into something. So I feel like you're really transforming, or you have the opportunity to transform something into something greater than what you have in this moment. But again, it means putting in the work. And I think, Pisces, that's exactly the type of person you are, but you're not being the person that you are. And there's a reason. You need to figure out what, obviously this is a collective reading for all Pisces energy, so you need to figure out for you what that is. Is something hindering you? Is it something you're partaking in that's stopping you from really living in the real world? I do just get this sense as I'm saying that of kind of taking a back seat for a while in your life. Perhaps you needed it, but I feel like you don't need that anymore, but it's to the point where it's become so normal that that's just what you believe you're normal to be now. But I feel it's hindering you, so apply that to you and have a think on, am I hindering myself right now? And get to the bottom of that, because it does feel very much a you thing of like, this is a mind over matter, and that's interesting that that came out like that as well. Knight of Ariel. Actually, as soon as I looked at this card, I got relationship, and I instantly thought this is a trustworthy relationship. And I haven't even read the card. This is just what sort of come to mind. It's trustworthy relationship, and that you can feel comfortable within this. So I feel like you need to, again, this is love it being in the ingredient. Is you need to find yourself within this dynamic. Okay. Reading the card, it says trustworthy, understanding, devoted, funny. Okay, that makes sense, I guess, in relationships. There is so much to be accomplished, so make a very detailed plan, being watched over by someone kind. So I definitely feel like in terms of partner, I feel like you can explore yourself. They kind of give you permission to do what you want, how you want to, and that's the ideal relationship we need to be in. We all need to feel supported to be ourselves and have our own dreams within a relationship and a partnership, so that we're doing it together, but neither of us are hindering our growth. And I feel like a relationship you're either coming into, attracting, or in is supportive of that. But I feel like this to you feels like, compared to your past relationships or past experiences you've had, you've not really truly felt supported in doing that. So this feels unreal that that's true, like a too good to be true. And maybe this is why you're stagnant within it, because you personally, for some reason, feel as though you're hindered. But I feel like it is of self. This is the self-love aspect of the love. You need to give yourself permission to be the leader. And I feel like actually your partner needs you to be that. And they're wanting you to be that, but they're that kind person that won't push you. Whereas again, past relationships, you might have been pushed, and then so you never took the lead. You might have felt like you were a leader because you were accomplishing things, but I feel like it's because you always needed someone else to push you. But I think you need to realize that the leadership, that all those qualities are within you. You don't need that push. You don't need permission. You just always kind of lent on the air of not wanting, but just having that, and maybe took that for granted, that you never really had to drive yourself, in more of a sense if you had something driving you. I feel like now you're in this stage of your life where you are having to be that, and it's kind of a bit out of your comfort zone, and this is the vulnerability of having dreams and making them come into fruition. My mum is FaceTiming me. I'm going to have to ignore that. Next card we have a crossing energy, but I'm going to read the next card and then read the crossing energy for you. We have Six of Ariel. Material needs get fulfilled in magic and unexpected ways. Acts of kindness, giving or receiving with a grateful heart. Okay, and I feel as though I do get this sense, again, with this, of someone else being just very much as though they're not, so with a partner, like they're not too materialistic and they're happy with the most simple things in life. But I feel like, Pisces, you've always had a drive to provide more of that materialistic thing within your life, and this is where it's like confusing you. You don't have to have the same dreams as your partner. I feel as though this is the problem. It's like, well, he doesn't want much. I'm saying he because gender doesn't matter, but in my mind is how I'm saying it. And so what am I doing? What do I need to do? Like, have your own aspirations. Have your dreams and goals. If you're with somebody who's meant to be with you, which I do get this soulmate energy, they're going to flow with you, but they just want to support you. And it's good to be with someone that doesn't want a whole lot. Doesn't mean that they wouldn't love a whole lot. It just means that they are happy with you, how you are and who you choose to be. And I feel like for you, you do crave more. But I feel like you're trying to be what you want, what you need to be for that other person. I'm just going to have to... Sorry about that, Pisces. Back in. So we're on the Six of Ariel. So basically with this card, where I was touching on, is I feel as though your material needs need to get fulfilled. You may be with somebody, or you may be surrounded by people who are, or even the lifestyle you're living, actually, as I'm saying this, it's feeling a bit more in depth. It may be a bit more simple, but I feel like you're craving the more, and that's okay. Like some of us, and I feel like I am one of these people, are not meant to live in simplicity, because we just need all of the things. I am a Taurus, and luxury and things is just my thing, and I don't get how people can live simple. The really minimalistic people, it's just not a me thing. I like being surrounded by things that I love, that make me feel comfortable, and that is a Taurus vibe. And I feel like for this, I just feel there's something missing in your life, that perhaps it's because things have been a little bit more simple, and it's kind of put you in this rut, and it's because you need these goals, you need something to kind of look forward to and to build towards. That's what I'm kind of getting with this first half of this reading. Now, the crossing energy with these two cards is angel therapy. We have Archangel Raphael, and he is a very healing archangel. He's the archangel you would pray to and reach out to if you are seeking healing for yourself or for your loved ones. It says, give your cares and worries to us angels and allow us to take your burdens. I do feel as though, as I read that, there is this kind of guilt aspect of yourself, of maybe you've always felt driven towards things, and you kind of have this negative connotation of how the person that made you be, which is then making you just stay stagnant and not be in your essence. I think you need to realize there's always a balance in everything, and sometimes in life, the things that bring us a certain level of inner peace, we can do it in excess. For example, even relaxing can get in excess. We can get too much procrastinating, we can get too much into the Netflix binging, and it becomes a problem because it takes over our life. We can get too much in working out and exercising to the point that it becomes unhealthy, because that is what's driving us. We're pushing our bodies past its limits, we're exhausting, and maybe not fueling to the extent we're working out. There's always an excess of everything. Even healthy things can come in excess and become unhealthy to ourselves. And I think this is like a struggle and a balance, and I feel like you are in this struggle of balance in terms of your desires and wants, and I feel it's because it's coming from this space of feeling a little bit like a wounded child, so keep that in mind. Folks, can we just turn that down a little bit? It's too noisy. My son is just sat next to us. on his iPad to keep him entertained while I record for you guys. Next we have the wheel. So the wheel is in this deck is kind of like the Wheel of Fortune. It's things changing for the better is the vibe I'm getting from this. It's in the upright position. It's new beginnings, the end of delays, and things changing that offers happiness. Now I feel the offer happiness that this card is saying in the description is literally as though it's like it's there. It's offering you this chance to go for what you desire. It's like the energy is here for you, pushing you towards what it is that you need in your life that will bring fulfillment. But it comes with you taking action. You do need to acknowledge that you are a very big key part into your journey and in your life. If you just sit back and wait for things to happen, it's not going to happen. You're literally just sitting in the dream. And I think you know this from experience, Pisces, that when you want something and you work towards it, it comes very quickly and easily for you. But if you want something and just decide to just allow and see if it's just meant for you by allowing it to come to you, that's not how manifestation works. You really do truly have to actually get those little cogs working. But the way manifestation works is like when you show the universe that you actually mean business, that you are prepared to put in the work, the universe goes, yeah, let's make this happen for you, and things happen really quickly. But if we just sit back in this energy, and I am really a sit back in the energy kind of person sometimes, in my healing, that's what I kind of have done, because I'm quite indecisive and I struggle to make decisions, but it's because I've always put other people before myself, so that now when it comes to this point where I have to make decisions, I get very much like, oh my god, what if it's not the right one for me? What if this doesn't lead me to where I want to go? And then I get in my head that I don't do anything, and then it's slower. It's slower to get to what you want. And I do realize this is part of my journey to like, I know this, let's put it into practice. And this is what I feel for you in that same thing, where you know exactly what it is, but something's been holding you back for some time. And I do feel like for some of you, it really could be something very, very obvious that you know, but it's taking the steps to make sure that you are applying this to your life. We have Archangel Michael. This is very interesting, Pisces, because my dad is a Pisces, and that Archangel deck that I very first started doing my readings with, the deck that I am most drawn to, which I haven't used him this month. He did enter my mind, but I decided not to. But I got my dad this deck. I don't think he's actually used them, but I got them in because I did many readings with him with them, and I kind of wanted us to have that connection and do it together, and me help him to be able to do it so that he could spiritually help himself. I do feel like, Pisces, you need a spiritual aspect to your life, whether it be through religion or be through just exploring your own ideologies and values. But yeah, so I did that with my dad for Archangel Michael. Now, Archangel Michael is a very, very good supportive. It's like a brother energy. That's how he is to me. He comes to me as though he's like a brother angel. And he's very protective. He comes to sort of say, hey, I've got your back and by your side. It shows that you have support in your angels with you during this time, which means you can go ahead fearlessly because they're there supporting you. In this card specifically, he has a sword of fire behind his back, and I feel like you need to realize that you're the one holding the passions that's within you. It's behind your back, it's supporting and pushing you passionately, but again, it's a force, and it means that you do not need a person to push you that's external from yourself. You have it within you by your side, even in this way of supportive angels. They're there fueling that fire for you. But again, it comes with you seeing that, acknowledging that, and feeling that energy, and working with that energy. You have a lot of Ariel in here. I really do connect Ariel in this to a very loving relationship energy. So I'm feeling that you are very supportive in your relationships, the people you surround yourself with. This King of Ariel, it signifies success, stability, accomplished and powerful. I do feel like you need to see these qualities within yourself. I feel like it very is a natural energy to you. This says that your plans are working out very well, and that you are attracting abundance during this time. So I would say if you've been sat thinking, I need to do this, I should do this, make it happen, and I feel like it will reap the rewards, and very quickly. As I've been saying up here, it's like once you get into it, you'll see it comes to you quickly, and I feel exactly that. It's as though I feel like you start seeing results almost straight away, And I'm hoping that that acts as a fuel, because this Archangel Michael is the crossing energies of these 4 cards, where we have things changing for the better. Oh, I actually missed one of your cards. I'll read that now. It's fine because it's within these 4, which is the 2 of Gabriel. So make bold, ambitious choices. You're being really pushed to make big choices. I do feel like it's within terms of going towards material success, which means income, finances, work. I feel like this needs to be a focus for you. And again, because in the beginning we started off with, oh my god, there's a bee. We started off with like, you're in this supportive relationship, and I feel as though you're worried and feel like you always have to slot into something in order to keep relationships strong. You don't. And actually, if you are doing that within relationships, you're proving that you're not in a healthy relationship, because you are settling and being something less than yourself to keep something that's not meant for you. Because if it's meant for you, it will grow with you. It'll be by your side. And yes, things are not easy. Relationships are not easy. There's always ups and downs. We're different people that are coming together. There's going to be dynamics where we work together to get through harder things, whether it's because you dream to be somewhere else than this person's thinking. I just feel as though it doesn't matter with this person. They will literally follow you wherever you want to go, and they want you to take the lead. But I feel like you need to stop asking permission and slotting yourself in to be accepted. And I do feel as though actually relationships take you away from a life that you want, because you want comfort. That, like, the bigger goal, this is how I'm seeing it, so I'm just going to say it. It must apply to you somehow. It's like when you get into a relationship, you want this lifelong thing. You want that soulmate. You want someone by your side, which means you're willing to sacrifice everything for it. That is a very unhealthy thing to be in. I'm sorry, but it is. And I understand it, but it is very unhealthy, because you then compromise your happiness, and you're compromising your partner's happiness, because they want to be with you for certain reasons, and you're just kind of in a way mirroring them when you do that. When you just stop living your life in order to just slot into theirs, you stop being an individual. And we don't want to be with ourselves. We want to be with someone else. And this is what we need to realize in relationships, that if we just start mirroring, the relationship will always come to an end. It will always come up with clashes and traumas, because you can't wear a mask forever. You can wear a mask for 10 years. You can wear a mask for 20 years. But eventually the trauma comes through and causes dynamics that make it harder in relationships. If you start from the beginning, just living your life, you're living your life together with somebody who's living their life. You're living lives together. And that's what we want. I just feel like that needed drilling in. But this card actually just has partners walking on a beach together. And actually, I didn't even look at the imagery as I've been saying this, and it really just goes. They're walking alongside each other. This can be also business partners and work people, not necessarily just relationships, but I just feel as though there's a counterpart walking alongside. Now, they look different. They look like they're from different walks of life. One of them is dressed very professionally, and the other one is dressed more like very casually, walking along the beach. This is how I'm reading this. So I feel as though it's 2 different people walking together. Again, this can be in career, not relationship, in regards to this little bit of advice. But I feel like those 2 things complement each other when going. It says important relationships with people who share your vision. I feel like you're sharing the same vision, but you need to understand that you both are 2 different people coming together for this vision. That is what will work. What won't work is because you need these 2 different minds to conquer where you want to go. So think of that on a work aspect, because I do feel like that's very relevant to that when working together with someone else. You don't want someone with the same vision as you. And if you're coming in all stubborn and hard-headed because they're not agreeing with you, that's probably exactly what you need, because you need a different perspective than the one that you have solely in order for you to get where you desire to be. And again, with that Archangel Michael, it does signify brotherhood. Which again can be really companionship, somebody who's loyal, somebody who's supportive, but brothers don't always get along, and that is okay. And again in this energy with the Archangel Michael, so we have another Ariel, but we have 5 of Ariel. Now, this gives me the 5 of Pentacles energy. She says you needn't go through your current challenges alone. You're definitely not advised to go alone. You do need support of others. It says negative thoughts create self-fulfilling prophecies. This does kind of get in with that energy that I feel you've been in for some time, just sitting in the negative. So it's stagnating you. It's stopping you from improvement. The thing is, in this Five of Ariel, and with the same with the Five of Pentacles, it can give you this energy where you feel like you're on the outside looking in, when in fact you are on the outside. So you're the one that is in the better position. You can see things more clearly because you're looking from the outside in, rather than just being stuck in the mess of it all. And I think you need to realize that you're in a very good position to make moves from the place where you are, and you're walking through them doors into something that is in alignment with you, that will bring you success and will bring you prosperity. And I think that's what you need to realize, that where you're going is going to bring you better things. So you've got to move. You've got to take steps towards where you're going. You're not going to get it where you are. So keep that in mind. Remember who you are. And I'm going to say this. Remember who the fuck you are, Pisces. We're going to get aggressive. I'm getting my Grimsby out. That's where I'm from, in England. Remember who you are, right? This is Archangel Michael again. So he's here supporting you. He's come through several times. This is not an Archangel Michael deck. And he's here for you again, Pisces. You are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God. You are very loved. And I think you need to realize that love really is the key here. Is to realize that you are loved and supported. And so you use that to your benefit. And I do think you have isolated yourself from loved ones and family. And you may be feeling as though, and I get this because I do this myself, I feel like none of my family care about me if they don't, because they make no effort with me. But you got to realize you're self-fulfilling that because you've separated yourself from family. And that's exactly what I've done. That's just not the full, but I'm using it as an example for you. That's not my full extent of my family, but what I'm saying is I get that feeling. I've done that myself my whole life, is that if I feel different from people, I just kind of step away because it's like, they don't understand me, so what's the point in trying? And then I'm all on my own and nobody tries. And this is the energy I'm feeling for you guys. Because it's like I feel over here it's saying you've put yourself in that position. You've pushed people away by not making an effort because you didn't feel worthy, or you felt like they weren't making efforts. But I feel like we need to realize really everyone's just living their own story, their own lives, that sometimes it's just literally the part of you've took yourself out of their story, so it's harder for them to keep you in. I mean, we're all living our own lives, we're all a little bit confused what we're doing, and doing the best that we can. When we realize that from a place of love, it takes away the pain and the hurt, and makes us realize that life is what we make it and not what it seems. Gifts from God. We have Archangel Sandalphon. I actually like Sandalphon. He was one of the angels that were once human, who lived a very, I think they lived kind of traumatic lives, but end up being very saintly. Don't quote me on this. I cannot remember fully who Sandalphon was. I just remember him being human at one point. Anyway, we angels bring you gifts from your creator. Open your arms to receive. You definitely have abundance coming your way. Again, you have to open your arms to receive this. You have to be willing to accept that. And I think you need to move away from an energy of not feeling worthy and towards an energy of, I'm going to go get this. Let's go. Let's kick butt. Pray. You really do need to have faith, and I feel like you need a spiritual aspect. I touched on this just a little bit earlier, and it wasn't like fully within your reading of me saying I feel like all Pisces need some spirituality in their life, and I do. I don't feel like a Pisces can be an atheist and truly live a fulfilling life, because I feel like you need this aspect of having faith and hope. I mean, all humanity is. I will stand by that. I believe that. But I think as a Pisces as a whole, your very spiritual mindset, your mind works in this way, and that's what pushes you towards your goals and your drives. So harness your faith, whatever it may be. We're all different people with different belief systems, different values, and I feel like you need to lean on that and use that to be something that drives you, because I feel like it always has done, but something has shaken you up over the last few years. It's happened to all of us. It's the astrological energies in the air to break us down and create us into this new way of being in order to kick goals, get things that we want in alignment, and no longer settle for anything less. And I feel like you have tried to settle for less because it is hard, and now is the time where we're all like, that's it, no more. And that's the energy I want you to sit in. Harness love, embrace love, know you are worthy. Let's kick goals, Pisces. This is 2023. We're no longer settling for anything less. No toxic in our lives. Let's go get it. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Please subscribe to my channel and keep an eye out for your reading for next month. I'll see you guys next month. Thank you, guys.